Hello there, and welcome to another Stompy 51 miniature adventure, whereby we will be looking at my Mantic Marauder Orks and how I spruce them up to get them more in keeping with my existing GW Orky collection. Now come on, get into the spirit of things. I'm sure some of you have had kids and have had to spend hours watching it. Hey ho, swashbuckle and co, take on the Orkies, go, go, go. Alright, that's more than you bargained for, but anyway. I mean, there is a school of thought that says that giving medieval kind of stylized orcs from Tolkien heavy automatic weaponry is in itself bonkers. And so giving those orcs with automatic weapons pirate hats from the 17th century or 18th century is even more bonkers, albeit the artwork of Paul Bonner in particular did kind of help me overcome that kind of leap of faith, especially if it was in colour. So when I picked up some Mantic Marauder Orks in ripper suits off eBay, secondhand, and, I thought to myself, those heads, they're okay for kind of old school orcs, from the 80s, GW 80s, but I didn't really fancy them, and I thought to myself, I know how I can spruce these up. And so here we go, literally as they say. So what I did was, I didn't go wild over what the second-hand purchase had already achieved. So someone had undercoated all four of these, well, three of these red and one of them grey, and done a little bit of kind of dry brushing. And so all I did was a teensy-weensy bit of highlighting of the armour, but not much. And then I just got packing foam and sort of dabbed a bit of one of the Games Workshop silvers on places I thought might get scuffed, just to add a bit of very light weathering. I also tried this new approach I saw on YouTube, where you dab a little bit with the foam packaging of some flesh colour, and then with a very thin brush take Rhinox hide and kind of dab in the gaps of that to look like it's kind of metal that's been scraped. But that didn't really come out all that well, so next time I'll have to have a think about it. Now, these are Cromlech heads, and they really add character, and they're not supposed to be, I think, futuristic, but I think they work just fine. And I made the skin a bit more, I can't remember what it's called, is it moot green? I can't remember. It's like a kind of very luminous, almost kind of light green. I mean, I added a little bit of a darker green for the first layer, and then I kind of just layered up, adding that very luminous yellowish kind of green a few times just to bring out some highlight. And then I took one of the blue washes and just used that to kind of sit in the various recesses. I didn't do much with the eyes, I just painted them red. Now, the only issue with what had been done by the person I bought from is, in Dead Zone, these are supposed to be either a kind of close combat unit with a kind of chainsaw and a battering ram, or have like long range weapons. So kind of a long range dude or a hard hitting physical dude, and he mixed them all together because I think, as you can see from underneath the bases, that these were to be used as much cheaper proxies in Warhammer 40k, and fair diddums, why not? But I'm not sure that's now messed me up a little bit for the Mantic games, albeit, we can just say, I mean, he's quite clearly a long range fellow, and this bit was broken off with nothing there, so I just got one of the remainder Castellan long range weapons and just kind of drilled here and here and stuck a little paperclip bit in there. So I suppose he's long range. I suppose you say he's long range. So you say anyone with a big dangerous gun is long range. I mean, they must have some kind of close combat capability, even the long range ones. And I suppose he's short range, I guess. And then I highlighted a few bits as well. Also, I added some interest because, this fellow quite understandably wanted to just get these onto the tabletop speedily. But I sort of brought out a lot of more silver nuts and bolts. Made their little tum-tum power source gizmos white, and then just foam packaged a bit of Rhinox hide onto it. Get everything properly in focus over there. And then I'm not very good at painting bronze or gold, but I just did a bit of their jewellery in the various Games Workshop golds, which, are still, some are good, some not so good. And I think they measure up just fine now, because I can also use them in Xenos Rampant, probably as heavy infantry. I'll have to see, but that's where the direction of travel is for me over the last few weeks. Although, because I've been a bit unwell, nothing terrible, just a few colds, I've been doing bits and pieces of assembly because that doesn't require much eye focus. Well, I am trying to paint up some normal orcs, on the subject of which we should probably set out how these scale against your normal orkies. I mean, they look sufficiently big and lordy-like. Let's clear a few off so we can get a bit of a better view. Yeah, I mean, they look knobby-like, boss-like. Nothing wrong with that. Apropos of nothing, whilst I was painting these, I was actually listening to a podcast, the Short History of by Noiser Podcasts, about the real Robinson Crusoe. I hadn't realised that there was some Scottish fellow who was a privateer in around 1700 who got a bit uppity on one of the missions and got slung off on the ships onto some random island near Chile, where he lived for 4 years kind of hunting goats, sort of just getting a bit lonely in a kind of sheepskin, in a goatskin kind of set of clothing, just living totally off what there was on the island, like in Lost or something. And so maybe I'll try do some kind of Robinson Crusoe orc, Orkinson Crusoe. And I think we'll leave it there for today. Thank you very much for watching to the end. If you haven't subscribed already, please do so. It would be really cool to hit 500 subscribers and give me a sense of positive affirmation. But also, I love it when people leave comments. They don't have to be positive. You could just be saying hi, which is positive, or you could be offering me some thoughts, some constructive criticism on how to do anything better. This is more of a kind of look what I'm doing kind of series of videos rather than of telling you how to do anything. So swing by, say hi, and hope to see you at the next one.